Alexander Isak's situation at Newcastle United has evolved into one of the defining transfer stories of the summer window. What began as quiet whispers about a player potentially seeking a new challenge has now developed into a very public, very tense standoff between the Swedish striker and the club he joined to great fanfare just a couple of seasons ago. Every passing day brings fresh headlines, more speculation, and a growing sense that the outcome is inevitable, that Isak will soon be walking out at Anfield in Liverpool red, completing a move that could shatter British transfer records in the process. That the picture right now is as clear as it is dramatic. Isak has not played a single minute of Newcastle's preseason campaign. This wasn't just a matter of cautious fitness management or minor knocks keeping him sidelined. It has been a deliberate absence, a statement without words. That decision has now carried over into competitive action. With his complete omission from Newcastle's squad for their Premier League opener against Aston Villa, for a player who has been one of the Magpies' biggest attacking threats, his absence at such a crucial point is telling. It's a sign that his relationship with the club has reached a breaking point. Behind the scenes, it is understood that Isak has told Newcastle's decision-makers that he has no intention of playing. For them, again, this is not a player merely considering his options. This is a firm stance from someone who has decided his future lies elsewhere. The message is clear. He wants out, and he is prepared to hold his ground until that happens. Such scenarios are never pleasant for any club, particularly when it involves a star player in his prime, and they tend to push both sides towards a decisive resolution sooner rather than later. The frustration for Isak appears to be rooted in Newcastle's summer business, or rather, what he perceives as a lack of ambition in the transfer market. While the club has made some moves to strengthen, the signings haven't matched the level of elite reinforcements needed to consistently challenge for the Premier League title or make a deep run in the Champions League. For a player of Isak's caliber and age, these are the competitions that matter most. His career trajectory is one of steady ascent, and from his perspective, every season counts. Waiting patiently for a project to mature over several years is not something he seems willing to accept at this stage. Liverpool's contrasting summer only sharpens the issue. After storming to the Premier League title last season with an impressive blend of experience, youth, and tactical fluidity, the Reds have doubled down by adding even more quality to their squad. The acquisition of Florian Wirtz for a British record £116 million signaled their intent immediately. Alongside Wirtz came other highly rated talents: Hugo Ekitike, a forward brimming with potential; Jeremie Frimpong, one of Europe's most dynamic fullbacks; and Milos Kerkez, a left-back who offers both defensive stability and attacking thrust. For Isak, looking from the outside, Liverpool's trajectory is undeniable. They are building for now and the future. Stacking their squad with match winners and game-changers, it is this contrast: Newcastle's slower build versus Liverpool's aggressive strengthening that has crystallized Isak's decision. While Newcastle did manage a notable triumph over Liverpool in last season's League Cup final, the broader picture suggests Liverpool are more likely to dominate in the competitions that matter most to elite players. For someone like Isak, who is in the prime years of his career, being part of a squad with a genuine chance of lifting the Premier League or Champions League trophy is a priority, and Anfield looks like the place to make that happen. First move for Isak was bold, a £110 million bid plus a. This would have been enough to secure most players in today's market, but Newcastle, knowing both the importance of the player to their squad and the financial muscle behind Liverpool, rejected it outright. Their stance is firm: is the asking price. Meeting that figure would not just surpass Liverpool's own record signing of Wirtz earlier this summer, but would obliterate the British transfer record. For Liverpool, the financial implications are significant. Spending £150 million on a single player represents a huge investment, even for a club of their stature. But the modern football economy, particularly at the very top, often demands these kinds of outlays for players who can make an immediate, transformational impact. And Isak is exactly that type of player: quick, technically gifted, intelligent in his movement, and clinical in front of goal. His ability to operate as both a traditional number 9 and in wider, more fluid roles would give Arne Slot's Liverpool an extra layer of tactical flexibility. The potential tactical fit is worth examining in detail. Liverpool's current attacking options include Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, Diogo Jota, and Mohamed Salah, but the addition of Isak would bring something different. His composure in one-on-one situations, his deft touch under pressure, and his willingness to drop deep to link play could create new attacking patterns. Imagine Salah making his trademark runs in behind while Isak pulls defenders out of position. Or uneasy and Isak alternating between central and wide positions to keep backlines guessing. Slot has shown in his previous roles that he values fluidity and interchanging positions in attack, and Isak's skill set fits that philosophy perfectly. From Newcastle's perspective, selling Isak would be a blow both on and off the pitch. On it, they would lose their most reliable goalscorer, someone capable of turning tight games in their favor. Off it, they would be letting go of a marquee player who has been central to their post-takeover ambitions. However, the £150 million fee could be reinvested to strengthen multiple positions. Newcastle could look at bringing in a replacement striker. Names like Victor Osimhen, Ivan Toney, or even a younger high-upside forward might come into play, as well as reinforcing midfield and defensive depth. The challenge, of course, would be doing all of that in the limited time before the transfer window closes. The word toxic has been used to describe the current relationship between Isak and Newcastle, and it's an apt choice. According to transfer reporter Pete O'Rourke, the situation is deteriorating quickly, with the player doing everything possible to force through a move. This includes refusing to play, making his intentions clear in private conversations, and allowing the narrative to play out publicly. Such situations rarely end with reconciliation. Once the trust between a player and club has been eroded, especially at this level, it is difficult to repair. For Newcastle's coaching staff, the ongoing uncertainty is far from ideal. Preparing for a Premier League season is challenging enough, without having to constantly adjust plans based on whether your star striker will be available. The saga creates a distraction in the dressing room, fuels speculation in the media, and puts pressure on other players to step up. For Liverpool, on the other hand, this plays into their hands. The longer the saga drags on, the more leverage they gain, knowing Newcastle may eventually prefer a massive payday to keeping an unhappy player. Timing is critical here. The transfer window is ticking down, and every day without a resolution increases the risk for both sides. Liverpool want Isak integrated into their system as soon as possible, giving him time to adapt to Arne Slot's methods before the season reaches full intensity. Newcastle must decide whether to hold firm and risk further disruption, or to cash in while his value is at its peak. If the deal goes through, the impact could be seismic. Liverpool would be adding a player capable of scoring 20 goals a season. In the league, someone who can also create space and opportunities for others. Newcastle, meanwhile, would be forced into a rapid reconfiguration of their attacking plans. Fans would understandably be disappointed, but the financial windfall could fund a more balanced squad. In the end, this saga feels like it's heading in one direction. Isak's determination to leave, combined with Liverpool's financial muscle and ambition, creates a dynamic that usually results in a transfer. The key question is not if, but when and at what price. The coming weeks will determine whether Liverpool smash the British transfer record for the second time in a single summer, or whether Newcastle somehow managed to hold on to their star against the tide of pressure. Either way, this is a defining moment for all involved, and the resolution will have ripple effects across the Premier League.